But before that, I have to say I'm delighted to welcome one of the stars of the movie. He's here with us. He is the acting legend no less, Mr. Gerry McSorley. I have to say, really delighted to talk to you in a second, okay? But since you're in, Anton, you have to have a little look at you in action. Menacing, to say the least. Have a look.
If you make life difficult for me, your child will end up in a foster home.
Outside of the boss.
Your husband is going down a very, very dangerous road. But I'll be on it with him.
Oh, even the door slams.
Oh, even
menacing.
the door bang, aye.
Now, the ironic thing is, you're actually a guard in that.
That's right, yeah.
Detective Lynch.
I know.
Going around doing guns with...
That's right. In actual fact, you miss it in the thing. He actually has the gun. She's pregnant and he has the gun in her stomach. Wow. You can't see that.
The double whammy of menacing. What is it all about? Tell us a little bit about the movie, firstly.
It's a thriller set and based on events in the last 30 years during the Civil War in Northern Ireland, etc., etc., etc. But it's basically a thriller, and it's
based on true
by
events,
Anthony
though,
Fox.
isn't it?
Based on true events, yeah.
That really is that kind of menacing character. You seem to like that. Do you like... I mean, when you get the script, do you go... Is it the clincher when you go, like, this is meaty, I can really get into this?
Oh, they're the characters just that people noticing things, aren't they? And the worse they are, the more people seem to like them. I mean, it's not because... I don't deliberately hunt for bad guys in the script, and because I've played a lot of lovely people too in my time, and I enjoy that as well. But... they're just the more complex they are, as every actor says, the better the character.
Because there's some actors. I mean, John Wayne is just John Wayne when you see him in movies. So, what clinches it for you though? When you see a script, what kind of attributes are you looking for? Something that you can really kind of hang a character on?
If it's just as simple as this, if I love the story, if I like the director, and then it's interesting to do. It's as simple as that. It's not.
Is the story I heard about that movie, Anton, that the writer had to kind of stalk you practically to get you to do the role? Is that true?
Well,
a bit of a play going on the phone, wasn't
there was a bit of that going on, all right. But no, Anthony Fox came to my house, and it was the time when I kind of stopped acting. That's probably what the story is, and was thinking of stopping altogether. You go through these periods and all the rest of it, and then he persuaded me to do it, and off I set down to County Cavan to work with Graham Cantwell himself, and Paddy Clark and Pat McCardle, and a lovely bunch of people in the Fox family down in County Cavan were infinite in their hospitality to us, and we had a great time down there. So in a way, talking about this film to me is talking about a regeneration of my enthusiasm for the craft of acting.
Yeah. And speaking about the craft of acting, I mean, one of the roles obviously people know you for is Veronica Gear and John Gilligan. Is it harder? I'm intrigued. Is it harder to play somebody when they're still living? You know, because people know then what that person's like. Is that a harder thing to do when they're actually not an invention of fiction?
Well, there's a bigger responsibility involved, I suppose. If you're talking about playing Michael Gallagher in Oma, that was obviously a huge responsibility. If you're talking about playing John Gilligan, at the end of the day, it's a philosophical impossibility to be somebody else. So you have to just make an approximation from the information that you can gather. And you're ultimately talking about doing a drama. You're not talking about real life.
But you've also, and this is what I like about you as well, you've done The Light as well, because you did Father Ted. And I went down to, the Father Ted Fest down in...
did you?
I went down to the first one. And they talked about your character a lot. It was one of the popular ones, because a lot of them have ones they hang their kind of love on. And Father Unctious, wasn't that it? Todd Unctious in the Christmas special. Did you enjoy, comedy something you'd like to do more of?
I used to do an awful lot of comedy when I was working in the theatre, and I haven't done much of it on film at all. I love doing comedy. Because I'm a total idiot, anyway.
Yeah. And they're all actors.
No!
It would be to be in the industry. It's such a tough life. There you are, look on screen. That was that thing, Christmas Special 96.
Oh, there it is.
Isn't it brilliant?
You haven't changed either. What?
Well, what about the hair?
Oh, right, well, the hair, it's a different shape. Colour, yes, of course. It used to be red. Brown.
Blonde.
I love that. Do you ever get tired of seeing clips like that? I mean,
I have never seen that before in my life.
Really?
Honest to God. No. I've never watched that episode, no.
So we force-fed it to you.
Like it's about 10, 12 years ago it was made.
96, 12 years ago.
Going around the country and people say, oh, you're Father Todd.
Yeah.
And So that's the thing that I'm mainly recognised from, in fact, by young kids and stuff.
Because it's repeated all the time.
It is.
You must miss Dermot. He's such a loss today, isn't he?
For God's sake.
Yeah.
That was a terrible tragedy, his departure. It really was.
And
the same year, too, as Donald McCann, God rest his soul, and Tony Doyle.
Yeah. Big greats of the profession.
Aye.
Well, listen,
absolutely.
The hard thing we're going to do to you later on is that, well, it's not too hard, but maybe it's not from your perspective. Maybe Michael Doherty's going to be in doing a movie review, and for once in your life, you actually get to sit in when he's doing it. So you know when these people write up their work,
so I can hit him.
They're in some little sweaty room on their own. Yeah, you can hit him if you want.
If he says
it
anything
depends on what he
positive
says, Jerry. It depends what he says. Listen, absolute pleasure to have you in. Okay, so look forward to that a little bit later on, around about 4 o'clock. All right,
lovely.
It's such hard work to come in.
Not too bad.
Every actor's dream, isn't it, to wallop a reviewer?
Yeah.
To go on,
Go on,
tell the truth. God love Michael Doherty. He probably won't come up now.
This is the second week we've done them in a row. We had Darren Sutherland in last week, and he was reviewing his documentary.
Yeah, but he was very kind to him.
He was.
Because he's a boxer.